Sarasota. I am a nurse and I'm also a holistic health coach. I do some health coaching, but I also I partner with a company called Evolv Health. We're integrative health products and we're focused on supporting the immune system. And I just wanted to talk about that a little bit today, whether you use my products or not. We all need to really focus on our immune system. That's the biggest thing that we're hearing with this virus. And there's so much that affects it. And right now we're using lots of cleaning products. We're using lots of hand sanitizer. Toxins are going to affect your immune system. So we need to make sure that we're supporting it well. Stress is another big factor. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of us are stressed with, the economic impact, the health impact, and just making sure that you're taking some time for self-care, that you're getting some exercise is going to help. I usually go outside, try to get outside every day, make sure that I'm taking some time away, not watching the media, social media, just getting away from everything and really trying to help support my immune system. And 70 to 80% of our immune system is in our gut. So our diet is huge too. Making sure that you're getting vitamins, that you're eating lots of vegetables, that you get greens. I sneak them into shakes and smoothies to try to make sure that I'm getting enough every day. And that's, one of the big things that I hear all the time is, right now, for us to get the nutrients that our ancestors got in one orange, we need to eat 9. Because of the toxins in the soil, that the soil is depleting all of the nutrition. And that's why supplementation to me is so important. We have a product unlike any other, and it's called Evolv Immune. It's an immune support product. What it does is it activates your immune system. It's from the aloe plant. It's all natural. I have a whole book on the science behind aloe that if anyone wants to borrow, I have copies of them. And it really talks about how aloe and this molecule supports the immune system. And what it does is it activates your immune system, so it's going to go in there and turn it on so that it works, especially if you have a sluggish, you're stressed, you're working hard. But what it also is that's really important right now is it's an immunomodulator. So what it does is it regulates your immune system. So if you have an underactive, it's going to bring it up. But if you have an overactive immune system, it's going to bring it down. Someone who has autoimmune disease, that has chronic illness, may have an overactive immune system. And one of the big things that we're seeing right now with this virus is, there's just a story about a Broadway star that has leg amputated. What is happening is our immune systems are overactive to try to fight this, and it's causing an autoimmune response. And so that's why this modulator is so important. And it brings down, because it will bring down your immune system if it is overactive. I wanted to share a little bit of my story. I was working as a nurse in 2010 in Boston in a health maintenance insurance company. I was working at a cubicle. I wasn't out with sick patients. Had a nurse next to me, a whole staff of nurses, and he was coughing for 2 weeks. Everyone complained. The staff didn't, the supervisors did nothing about it because he was coming to work every day. And 2 weeks after he started with this, he stood up and told everybody that he worked for 2 weeks with the H1N1 flu. And he survived it, and he worked, and he was very proud of himself. Well, I got that flu, and I didn't work the whole time. I was deathly sick. I ended up being put on 4 inhalers, breathing treatments 4 times a day. I actually went back to work carrying a nebulizer machine with me because I couldn't make it through the day. I couldn't breathe. I went to pulmonologist. I was diagnosed with a severe post-viral asthma, and they weren't sure it would ever go away. And 2 months after, not even 2 months after that flu, I was diagnosed with SAPHO syndrome. And it's a rare autoimmune disease that affects your bones, your skin, and your joints. I didn't make it 2 months past my flu at that company. I ended up having to quit my job and apply for disability. And I was disabled for 5 years. I lost my nursing career. And you know, I was lucky. I look at it now, especially seeing this virus, and I can see I'm lucky I'm still here, which is a great thing. But because of that, I looked at nutrition, started supporting my nutrition, and that helped. But because of the asthma diagnosis, I had bronchitis and sinus infections 4 to 6 times a year. I was on antibiotics, ended up on tons of medication. When I found this product in 2017, I have not had one illness since. And so for me, there's no way I would go through this without this. And you know, there's one thing that I have to say that kind of makes me nervous out there is there's a lot of things out there telling you to boost your immune system, to take high doses of vitamin C and lots of things. The problem is if you boost too much and for too long, it's going to rev up that immune system and it's going to take off and it's just going to keep going. There's no way for it to come down. And that causes that autoimmune response. So just be very careful. Make sure you're doing everything that you possibly can to support your immune system. I also have these great lollipops. I know Robin mentioned them last week. They're cherry flavored. They're called Hope Pops. They're great for kids. They have a kid's dose of our immune support in it, but it also has 65% of your daily vitamin C, and they are also they're sugar-free. They have no chemicals in them. They support dental health, so they're not going to cause dental decay. If anyone is interested, I would love to send these, because I have a whole bunch of them, and I would love to send these to anyone who would be interested in their cherry flavor. They're so good. To anyone that would like to hear about them, learn more about them. But for every one of these that I donate or someone purchases, we're also feeding children in need. We're giving them the same product all over the world. So I can put my email address in the chat if anyone would like. I will definitely mail you one and any information you want.